Hi students, today we are starting CA Inter Law, which is called Corporate and Other Laws. Okay, so every day you should be on time to the class, and the class will go for 2 hours every day. So if you concentrate in this 2 hours, I'll make sure the law will be in your fingertips. You need not even worry about the law. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to do something new which you wouldn't have expected me to do. I'm going to take class in English, but the English will be in very, very simple language, which you can easily understand. Easily you can understand. If you didn't understand any particular part, you can ask me to repeat. I will repeat in Tamil. Okay, it's a new experiment because no, every 2 months once when I take class in the same wordings, even I may get bored. Okay, so I'm going to do something new experiment, and it will be helpful for you also when you listen a theory subject in a language which you are going to write. But I will promise you, whenever you get a doubt, I will be explaining that word is in Tamil. Okay, Indumati. Indumati.
Sir.
Okay, wow.
Sir.
Okay, one get it.
Okay, sir.
Okay, good. And when you have
Okay,
doubt,
sir.
when you have doubt, you can unmute yourself and ask question. Try to ask in English, but if you can't ask in English, try asking in Tamil. I don't bother. I will try to explain those doubts in English. Can you able to understand? If you didn't understand my explanation in English, ask me to explain in Tamil. I will explain in Tamil. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So, CA Inter Law we are starting today. From today to next 25 days, we will be completing law. We will be completing law thoroughly. Okay, the law will be in our fingertips. Thoroughly, we will be completing the law. And mostly, we will be writing test while studying itself. I don't want wait till the end of the subjects. We will be writing test when I was discussing in the class itself. Understood? Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Introduction part. So CA Inter Law has these portions. Companies Act, which is 60 marks for you. You already would have studied Companies Act in your foundation. Most of you are coming from foundation. In fact, 90%, 95% of you people attending the class are from foundation route. So you will be knowing little of Companies Act. And after 60 marks of Companies Act, we have Contract Act. That will come for approximately some 8 to 16 marks it will come. After that, we have Negotiable Instrument Act. Contract Act, you would have studied in your foundation itself, but that special contract, indemnity, agency, those things we'll be studying here, pledge, bailment. So that introduction part would have done in foundation level itself. So higher level we'll be studying in the inter level, which is very, very easy. So Contract Act scoring 8 to 16 marks is very easy. After that, we have Negotiable Instrument Act, in which we will be studying about checks and instruments, which will be used for business purposes in contracts, etc., which is an alternate for the currency. Those things we'll be studying in Negotiable Instrument Act. After that, we will be studying General Process Act. General Process Act, and we will be studying interpretation of statutes. So which will come for 4 to 6 marks and 4 to 6 marks both. Understood? If you
Yes, sir.
feel my network has a problem, like no, the voice and my mouth is not matching, kind of like no, sometimes in the dubbing error Mari, it will be feeling. So if you feel like that, you tell me immediately. That means my network has a problem. I have to fix it. Okay. And you also, when you are attending class, make sure you are having very good internet connection. If possible, Wi-Fi. For next 6 months, you should be having a very good internet connection. Mobile data, please avoid, because we don't know. We cannot rely on mobile data. But let us have mobile data as a substitute to manage. Understood? So let us start the class, because there is no need to give more introduction about the subject. Let us go directly into the subject. People have some worries about, sir, I'm studying law today. I'm going to write law after 6 months. Whether there will be any amendments in law. Kindly don't worry. Always there will be amendments, but you should not worry, because that's the reason I am here, for explaining you what kind of amendments that is applicable for your examination, all those things. I'll be teaching you. Whenever there is an amendment, I will take care. Even if you are using the old books, for example, ICAI, in their website, they still having their old books only. They told the new books will be available after some time, but don't wait for the new books. Take the old books itself. Any extra things we will deal in the class itself. So you need not worry about all those, because some academies, they will tell, don't buy books today, buy after some time. But Sanjay Amarasraj, please switch off your audio. If you have anything to tell, you can on your audio. Hey Sanjay. You should not play, no, when you are attending classes. Discipline and decorum is most important in this class. Sorry, sir. Sit in a proper place and attend the class. Laptop வாங்க. Online தான் attend பண்ற, இல்லனா நேர்ல வா என் வீட்டுக்கு. Come straight away to my house. Daily attend the class. வந்துட்டு போ daily. See, if you are going to attend online, you should follow certain procedures. Note la po. See, if you have doubts, you have all the rights to unmute yourself and ask doubts. You have to sit in a very calm place when you are attending classes. Amma பக்கத்துல grinder அடிச்சிட்டு, mixie ஓட்டிக்கிட்டு, cooker வச்சிக்கிட்டு, should not attend class like that. See, as if you are in a school, college. எப்படி இருக்கும் உனக்கு? ஒரு peaceful-ஆன situation, peaceful-ஆன surroundings. That's how you have to attend the class. திருவிழாக்குள்ள உட்கார்ந்திருக்க மாதிரி கிளாஸ் அட்டெண்ட் பண்ணக்கூடாது. You should attend the class in a very peaceful manner, so that no, whenever you can unmute yourself, I can easily understand what you are talking. Understood? And you should use a very good headphones, because some headphones when you use in online class, when you unmute yourself, grinder ஓடுற மாதிரி சவுண்ட் கேட்கும். சவுண்ட் அது வந்துட்டு உங்க தப்பு இல்லை. It's not your mistake. It's a headphones mistake. இந்த ரயில்வே ஸ்டேஷன்ல 20 rupeesக்குலாம் headphones விற்பாங்கல்ல. If you have that kind of headphones, automatically volume will go up, volume will come down, mixy sound will come. I don't know why, but it's coming. Because I'm taking online class for last 1.5 years, I learned so many things in the headphones. Research பண்ணிருக்கேன் நான். Okay, so have a very good headphones. If you are using a laptop, if your laptop cameras is not good, you can buy some 1,500 rupees. Good cameras are there, webcam are there, and use that. So with all this, I will start going for this first chapter in Companies Act. In Companies Act, you have section 1 to section 148 in your syllabus. Okay, approximately you have 10 chapters. How many chapters you have? 10 chapters you have. Okay, so in this 10 chapters, the last 4 chapters are high weightage chapters. The last 4. The first 6 are put together equal to last 4. Or even the first 6 is lesser than last 4. The last 4 chapter, which is called management and administration, dividends, books of accounts and auditors. These 4 chapters is most important chapter. In your foundation level, somebody might have asked you to even skip company law portion. But in inter level, company law is the high important portion, high scoring portion. Very, very important, because Companies Act is also there in CA final level. You will complete section 148 in the inter level. From 149 to 470 is in your final level. Understood? Good. Now, Companies Act has 470 sections, which is split into 29 chapters, and it has 7 schedules in it. This 470 section, few sections has been removed, totally removed. It's not there in the Companies Act itself, but the last section of the Companies Act is 470. But you don't have 470 sections in the Companies Act today. Some sections are removed from the Companies Act. Out of 29 chapters in the Companies Act, we will be studying first 10 chapters for CA Inter, and balance 19 chapters you will be studying in CFI. To start with, what is company? What is company? Company means company incorporated under company law. Don't write any notes during the class. I will tell you when to write notes, how to write notes, everything I will tell you. During this class hours, just listen to me, follow my instruction. What is a company? Company means company incorporated under the company law. 2013. Under company law 2013. Now, sir, we incorporated a company under 1956 Act. Imagine, for example, Reliance company is incorporated in 1966. So, will you call Reliance Industries Limited as company? Yes, obviously it is also a company. But can you all hear the sound? It's not because of me.
Yes, sir.
Tell me who is the culprit.
PC Ganesh.
Tell him to unmute. Unmute. See, this is what I told you. This is what I just now told. I even requested you. Kindly do not irritate me. Otherwise, I will start advising and the entire time will go in advice.
சார் நான் ஆன்சர் சொல்ல வந்தேன் சார், அதுக்குள்ள நீங்க சொல்லிட்டீங்க சார். அதான் சார்
ஆன்சர் சொல்ல வந்தேன்னா சொல்லணும். சவுண்ட் கேக்குது, எல்லாரும் காதுல கை வச்சிருக்காங்க, நீ பாத்தீங்கன்னா தெரியும்.
அதுக்குள்ள நீங்க சொல்லிட்டீங்க சார், அதான் சார் அந்த டெக்னிக் ஆயிடுச்சு.
Companies Act 2013 this came into force in August September 2013. But before that, whatever company got incorporated, it would have been incorporated under which law? Companies Act 1956. So those companies which is incorporated in Companies Act 1956 are also continued to be mentioned as company under the Companies Act 2013. So any company which is incorporated under the Companies Act 2013 or any other previous Companies Act which was in force at that point of time. Can you able to understand? So company incorporated under Companies Act 2013 or any other, come on, tell me. Companies Act
Companies Act
was in force at that point of time. Example, Companies Act,
Companies Act
1956.
understood? Now, whether our Companies Act is also applicable for insurance companies, banking companies, electricity companies, answer is
Yes.
yes. So far, those companies are not having inconsistency between our Companies Act and the act in which they got incorporated. For example, insurance companies is incorporated under the Companies Act as well as they got special license from the Insurance Act 1938. Banking Regulation Act, adu one irukku separate. So all the banks which is incorporated as company, they also got the license as per Banking Regulation Act. Electricity company has incorporated under Companies Act as well as they got license as per Electricity Generation Supply Act. That means those companies are also governed by special act. Understood? So company means a company incorporated under the Company Law 2013 or any other law which is time being in force, and the Companies Act is also applicable to insurance company, banking company, electricity company. So far, those laws are not inconsistent with the company law. Understood? Everyone understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What in what area there may be inconsistency, sir? Banking company will be having their financial statement. Insurance company will be having their type of financial statement, which is totally different from normal companies. Example I'm telling you. So our Companies Act, which has given us how a financial statement should look like. In Schedule 3 of our Companies Act, we have given our Companies Act Schedule 3. How many schedules are there? Totally 7 schedules are there. Okay. Out of that, third schedule has given the format of financial statement, which is to be followed by all the companies incorporated Companies Act. But those special act companies need not follow this format. Understood? They can follow the format of the financial statement given under those special act. So whenever there is any inconsistency, you should follow those special act. Understood? Next. Sir, features of the company. Companies Act doesn't define company to the greater extent. It is very simple definition. But every company can be identified by its feature. The Companies Act would highlight the feature of the company now. Salient feature of the company, which should have studied in your 11th or 12th in your CPT also. So company is a voluntary association of person. Understood? It's a registered entity. It is registered under Companies Act. Companies Act is an artificial person. It is not a natural person. What is natural person? Amma vayithula porano. Son of a mother is a son or daughter of from a mother is a natural person. So they are artificial person. Companies used to be called as a legal citizen, but not natural citizen. Kind of. Okay. So they are artificial person. Companies oda highlight a perpetual succession. What is perpetual succession? Perpetual succession means men may come, men may go, company may go on forever. Told by Lord Governor. So, members' life will not end the company's life. For example, the company started by 3 members. One of the member died, or all the 3 members died. It doesn't put an end to the going concern of the company. From those 3 members, the shares of those 3 members will come to the legal representatives of the members. So those people will take care of the company. So from father, it will fall in the hands of son or daughter, which is called as transmission. Transmission means by operation of law, the legal heirs will get the ownership. That's called transmission. Transfer means one person transferring their share to another person for consideration. That's called transfer. So you should understand the difference between transfer and transmission. So perpetual succession means the company will be going on forever. Okay, there is no end to the company. Okay, whoever started the company, they may or may not continue in the company, but the company will keep on going. Separate legal entity. Very important highlight of the company itself is separate legal entity. The members and the company are different. The directors and the company are different. In Partnership Act, you would have studied the partners are collectively called as firm, individually called as partners. So partners and the firm is not too different. It's all one and the same. But in LLP, you would have studied the partner is different and the LLP is different. Companies Act also having separate legal entity. Companies Act highlighted separate legal entity. The members and the companies are 2 different persons. In Tamil, there is a saying called Tayum, Seyum, Onna irundhalum, Vayum, Vairum vera. Means the members only incorporated the company. Members only incorporated the company, but after incorporation, the member is different, the company is different. The company's asset is owned in the name of the company. The contract is signed in the name of the company. So the assets of the companies are never the assets of the shareholders. They cannot enjoy the company's assets. Only the company that can enjoy the company's assets. If in case, at one point of time, the company is going for winding up, that time, the company will get closed, assets will be sold, and members will get the money. Even at that point of time, the members have no rights on the assets of the company. Understood? Do the members have any claim on the assets of the company? Answer.
No, sir. No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Good. Next comes common seal. On the documents of the company, like share certificate, loan documents, they were using Somebody is unmuted. Make sure everyone is unmuted. So on the important documents of the company, they were using a seal called common seal. பேசுனா நான் உங்களுக்கு ஒரு டைம் தருவேன். ஓகே, ஐ வில் பி கிவிங் யூ டைம் சேயிங் எஸ் ஆர் நோ கைண்ட் ஆஃப். அப்போ சொல்லிட்டு யூ ஷுட் கோ ஃபார் மியூட். அப்படியே விட்டுறக்கூடாது. Now, common seal is optional from the year 2015. So from which year common seal is optional?
2015.
If anyone ask whether common seal is mandatory for the company, what you should tell?
No, sir.
It's not mandatory.
No, sir.
It was mandatory when the Companies Act 2013 was implemented, but later in 2015 they amended it and it told optional. Common seal will look like an iron seal, okay, which will have a bottom and top. So you have to place the paper, whatever paper you are going to get signed, no, that paper you have to place between the bottom and top, and you should press that seal. It's an iron seal, it is not an ink seal. So the paper will be pressed and it will get embossed. That's how the common seal used to be. In certificates, in school certificates and all, you will have that kind of seal. The emboss aayirukkum paper. Thottu paatha, you can see that, you can feel when you touch it, you can feel it. It's not a sticker or anything like that. It's basically you have to press. If you Google, you can see how the common seal look like. Next feature is limited liability. Members of the companies are liable only to the extent of the capital, which, for example, if the face value of the capital is 10 rupees, you have paid application money of 5 rupees and call money of 2 rupees, which is called by the company. Now the liability is only up to rupees 10. So 7 rupees you have paid and 3 rupees is uncalled yet. So you are liable only for the extent of the face value rupees 10 and nothing more than that. Once the shares are fully paid up, there is no more liability in case if the company is limited liability company. There are two types of liability company. One is limited liability, another one is unlimited liability. Companies Act oda favorite feature this limited liability. The limited liability there are two types of limited liability. One is limited by shares, another one is limited by guarantee, which I will explain it later when I am explaining the classes of companies. So one of the feature of the company is, unlike a partnership firm, where the partners are unlimitedly liable to the creditors, in case at the time of dissolution, when the liability of the creditors is not settled by the assets of the firm, that means unsettled creditors have a right to sue the personal assets of the partners. You would have studied, correct, in Partnership Act 1932. Partners are unlimited liable. Their personal assets are liable to the creditors in case the assets of the partnership firm is not enough to satisfy the liability of the firm. But in Companies Act, it is not so. Once in the limited liability company, the members paid the shares in full, for whatever liability, they are not responsible. You may ask me a question, sir. There is a person called Mr. Vijay Mallya, who's the member of Kingfisher Airlines. The Kingfisher Airlines got loans from bank, which is not repaid by the company. But the bankers are suing Mallaya as the debtor. How it is possible? Is there something called limited liability or not?
Yeah, sir.
So,
No, sir. It is unlimited liability.
Nama,
That company is unlimited liability, sir. So that purpose only they are asking Vijay Mallya to pay the loan.
told Kingfisher Airlines is an unlimited company.
No, sir.
You yourself is guessing, huh?
Yeah, sir.
The company name is Kingfisher Airlines Limited. Okay, all this date, then you are imagining that Kingfisher Airlines is unlimited company.
Then why they are asking to Vijay Mallya to pay the loan, sir?
That's what.
So you might have given personal guarantee, sir.
Exactly. That's what I'm going to explain. Now, see, the feature of the company itself is limited liability. Okay. But what the banks used to do, you know, after financing loan to a company, they will ask some members and directors to give personal guarantee for the company in their personal capacity. So whoever has given personal guarantee for the company's loan, in case tomorrow the company has not paid, they have to pay that money. So it is not a default feature. It is not a default feature. No creditor can claim personally from the directors or members because there is separate legal entity, there is limited liability. But how the banker used to do, they will pierce the limited liability by getting this kind of guarantee signature. Can you able to understand?
Yes, sir.
See, you should know Companies Act plus beyond Companies Act. Practically understand how people are circumventing Companies Act. There are some loopholes which people will use to make that limited liability not workable. Can you able to understand? So there is one more thing. In case if there is any fraud happened in the company, member or director induced in fraud, then they will pierce the corporate wheel. There is a concept called corporate wheel. Corporate wheel means company and members are different. There is a screen between you and the company. There is a thin screen between you and the company. You are different, company is different. This is called corporate wheel. This will be removed in case of certain situation which we are going to study. Kingfisher Airlines case is one of that case. In that there is fraud involved. You know, one word will come. In case if any promoters, shareholders are involved in fraud in the name of company, if they are trying to escape, then that limited liability will be removed. Separate legal entity will be removed. Understood, Monisha?
Yes, sir.
So for that, you should prove Vijay Mallya has done that fraud. Company has done that fraud. You should prove. So Vijay Mallya is called as economic offender. That too, fugitive economic offender. Then only they can pierce this corporate wheel. There are two things. One is personal guarantee. Okay, another one is fraud. Both has been imposed on Mallya. Can you able to understand? So tomorrow, when somebody says one of the features of the company is limited liability, ask this question to them. Okay, Kingfisher Airlines is a limited liability company. Then why Vijay Mallya is getting caught? Why entire India is chasing him? Can you able to understand? This is the reason.
Yes, sir.
See, all these things are there in CA Foundation itself. I'm not telling anything new. It's all there in CA Foundation. But only thing is, whether it is explained to you or not, that's the issue. Plus, at that point of time, passing is the greater importance. Today, knowledge is the greater importance. Passing Companies Act, passing law is very easy. Getting knowledge is very difficult. That is why I am here, and that is why you are also here. Good. Now, the company, whenever they signed any contract, who is signing the contract? Who is signing? Who is signing the contract?
Director, sir.
Directors of the company, or a key managerial person of the company, or any top level employee who got authorized by the company, they are signing the contracts. So if any contract is signed, in case tomorrow there is a breach of contract, the third party will file a suit on the company, or the third party will file a suit on the person who signed it. What's the answer?
Company.
On the company.
In the company.
So the company will be sued in its own name, and it can sue others in the name of the company. It can also file a case against the other person for the breach of contract. So it can be sued and it can sue others. Sue means what? SUE means what? Filing a case for any breach. And one of the important features is transferability of shares. Transferability of shares means what? The shares from one person can be transferred to another person. I can sell the share of the company in which I invested money. For example, you invested your money in fixed deposit. Okay. So Balaji is having 1 lakh rupees in fixed deposit in the bank. Can Balaji transfer his fixed deposit to Praveen? No, he cannot transfer fixed deposits. But Balaji has invested 1 lakh rupees in company shares. Can he transfer to Praveen? Yes. So shares can be transferred. Share is a good. Share is not a negotiable instrument. Share is a good. So for selling the shares, which act covers?
Sale of goods, sir.
Sale of Goods Act 1930.
1930.
Yeah, because the Sale of Goods Act, like good includes the share purchase. You would have studied shares also a good. Okay. But I told, I please understand, private limited company, there is a restriction in transferability of shares. You cannot transfer the shares of a private limited company to anyone. But in public limited company, you can transfer the shares to anyone. For private limited company, how the transfer will come? Transfer you can do only to the existing member of a private limited company. So for example, there are 3 shareholders, Balaji, Praveen and Hari. Balaji, if he want to sell the shares, he can offer either to Praveen or Hari. Can you able to understand? Balaji cannot sell the shares to Karunagaran, who is an outsider. Can you able to understand? So there is a restriction in transfer. There is no prohibition in transfer. There is only restriction in transfer. What is prohibition? You should not. Prohibition. What is restriction? You can, but you should follow this rule. That's called restriction. Understood, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, but in public company, we can transfer to an outsider also, sir.
Yeah, you can transfer to outsider also. There is no restriction in transfer of shares in a public company. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Sir, what is the difference between a company and a body corporate? What is the difference between a company and a body corporate? Company means company incorporated under the Companies Act 2013 or any other previous law. But it doesn't include any other entity which is not incorporated under the Companies Act. For example, you are studying CA under a organization which is called ICI. They are only giving you certificate. Correct? ICI, it is incorporated under the
ICI
Act of Parliament.
Set up by an act of parliament.
Set up by the Act of Parliament. அப்போ ICI வந்து கம்பெனியா?
No, sir.
Body.
What is ICI?
Body corporate.
body corporate.
ICI is a body corporate. ICI has its own rules and regulations, okay, which is set out in that ICI Act 1949. It is also having perpetual succession, separate legal entity, everything. So LIC, what do you call that as?
Body
Body
corporate.
corporate. Why is LIC is a body corporate? It is incorporated under the LIC Act. Okay. SBI.
Body corporate.
Body corporate.
SBI is body corporate. Why? Because it is incorporated under SBI Act. HDFC Bank.
Body corporate.
Body
Sir,
corporate.
it's a company.
Company, sir.
Yes, sir.
Company. Sanjay, you are a direct entry or you are foundation passed person?
Foundation.
Foundation la BCK la third lesson படிச்சிருக்கியா?
சார் அந்த அளவு பார்க்கல.
Because you may not be my student. Now, Balaji, tell me,
Sir.
HDFC Bank, in which year it is incorporated?
HDFC. 1994.
HDFC Bank ஓட full பேர் என்ன? HDFC Bank Limited HDFC Bank
HDFC Bank.
Limited வராதா?
Sir, மறந்துச்சு.
இந்த லட்சணத்துல படிச்சினா நீ ஃபவுண்டேஷன் ஆண்டவன் புண்ணியத்தை தான் பாஸ் பண்ணிருக்கணும். HDFC Bank Limited. Okay. HDFC Bank is incorporated under the Companies Act 1956 in the year 1994. Okay. Then HDFC Bank, you should call it as a company. Sanjay, புரிஞ்சுதா?
புரியுது சார்.
Okay. So Companies Act la incorporate ana, it's called company. But they may be doing some business nature. Hence, we used to call them with that nature. But it is company. Understood? Everyone, Kirikaran.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Sir.
LIC is a company or not? Sir, LIC company or இல்லையா?
Body corporate.
Yes, sir. Body corporate.
LIC is not a company. It is not incorporated under the Companies Act. SBI is incorporated in 1806. It is not incorporated under the Companies Act itself.
Sir,
Napa?
why we do not call LIC as a statutory company, sir?
We can call, but it is not a company. You can call, see, anything you can call as company. For example, some people, they used to call even partnership firm as company. They may call, layman may call, but you and me are chartered accountant. We should not call. புரிஞ்சுதா? Some people will tell sole proprietorship as a company. புரியுதா உனக்கு? சிம்பிளா சொல்றேன் பாரு. கிரிகரன், when you go to some place, you will go alone or you will go with your friends. ஜெனரலா சொல்றேன். ஏதோ ஒரு இடத்துக்கு போனோம்னா.
Sir, alone with.
You go alone, ah?
Yes, sir.
ஒரு டீ குடிக்க போற, இல்லைன்னா ஒரு பர்த்டே பார்ட்டிக்கு போற, you go alone or you go with your friends?
So go with friends.
Okay. So when you call him, what you will tell? Give me a company, right?
Yes, sir.
Company kurra, give me a company. Company means what? You two people are going to start a private limited company.
No, sir.
What does that company means? Company means accompanying. Can you able to understand? But as per the Companies Act, the definition of company is company incorporated Companies Act. So company can be anything. Understood?
Yes, sir.
In Income Tax Act, whether they are giving difference between partnership firm and LLP? No.
No.
There is no difference in Income Tax Act between partnership firm and LLP. But whether these two organizations are different in its feature?
Yes, sir.
So it differs from act to act. Income Tax Act வந்துட்டு to charge rate of tax on their income. அதுக்கு தான் பார்க்கணுமே தவிர வேற எதுக்கும் பார்க்க கூடாது. Only for that you should see. Okay. But the liability thing, you have to see the act in which it's incorporated. Okay. Balaji Enterprises LLP. What do you call this as?
Body corporate.
Body corporate. It is having perpetual succession, separate legal entity, but it is not incorporated under the Companies Act. Hence, you used to call this as a
Body corporate.
body corporate. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Sir, body corporate is little broader in its definition. Body corporate is little broader in its definition. Company is smaller in its definition. Body corporate includes even company. Body corporate includes any company incorporated outside India also. Understood? Body corporate includes company and it also includes
Outside.
Company outside India.
not foreign company. But it does not include a cooperative society. You would have heard Kootaruvu Sangam, cooperative society. So, which may also have the features of separate legal entity, perpetual succession, etc., but it is not called as body corporate. So, cooperative society is separate. So, body corporate means body corporate includes company, any other entity incorporated a separate act of parliament. It also includes a foreign company. So, body corporate word, it's a very broader term. What is separate legal entity?
The company is separate.
from the members.
So the company is different from the person incorporated it. So the members incorporated the companies are like parent of that company. Correct? The parent giving birth to a child. So that members are called what? Promoters. Subscribers to the memorandum. There is a classic case law called Solomon versus Solomon, which is a classic example which defines what is separate legal entity. Solomon is a person in England doing some shoe business. He incorporated a company along with his wife and children. He is doing the business, but there were some financial crisis in England. He got some loans. He got some purchases in credits, which he thought he can pay back, but he can't. The financial crisis went so high that the company, without paying all these liabilities, went bankrupt. During this time, Solomon, the member, also put his personal money into the company, not as capital, but as debenture, which is secured debenture. So it is like a loan instrument. He has given as a loan instrument, that too as a secured loan. In loan, there is two types. One is called secured, another one is called unsecured. For example, when Praveen Shankar is taking a loan from Harinivas, Kaimathan solvanga, in Tamil it's called Kaimat. I'll pay back after some time. So the short span of time you will get it unsecured. So Harinivas has no security of Praveen Shankar. So tomorrow, if Praveen Shankar has not paid that money, Harinivas has no right to sue. Nothing. If he go bankrupt, he has nothing to do with it. Because you don't have any money, at the same time, you don't have any assets on you. So what he can do? He has to write off it as bad debts. Understood? But if it is secured loan, for example, Praveen Shankar has given his ring to Harinivas. Golden ring you have given to Harinivas. Tomorrow, if you have not paid, he can retain the golden ring. That's called secured loan. So Solomon has financed his own company some money, and he has got a secured debentures. Creditors are unsecured in his company. Tomorrow, if the company is getting closed, they can't get anything from this company. If the assets are not enough to pay off the liabilities. If assets are enough, they can get it. If assets are not there, then they cannot get anything. So one fine morning, this company got wind up. The liquidator appointed to sell the assets of the company. Generally, whenever a person is going bankrupt or insolvent, a liquidator, in case of a company, for an insolvent person, assignee or receiver will be appointed. Who will be appointed for individual? Assignee or receiver. Who will be appointed for the company? Liquidator. That person will take over the assets of the company. He will sell it. And he will distribute that extra money which he got to whom?
To the creditors.
Secured.
Okay, to the extent available. Now, who will be settled first?
Secured credit.
Secure creditors.
Secured creditors. Secured creditors will get it settled first. After that, unsecured creditors. After that, preferential shareholders. After that, equity shareholders. Secured creditors, unsecured creditors, preferential shareholders, equity shareholders. That's how the settlement will happen. Now, who is standing first in the queue in this company, Solomon's company?
Secure creditors.
So Solomon is standing first in the queue, claiming him to be a secured creditor. Creditor is saying, hey man, you should come in last. Why you are standing in first in the queue? Solomon is saying, sir, I am a secured debenture holder. So I will be standing in the queue first. The creditors are tension. Okay, he's a shareholder of the company. You should get the money. You should stand in the queue only at the last. So they were approaching the court. The court says, Solomon is standing in the queue as a secured creditor to the extent for the debenture money which he has invested. He is not coming and standing in this queue for the share money which he has invested. The creditors are saying, sir, Solomon is the person who is a shareholder in the company. He may also be investing money as a form of debenture. We don't bother about it. But he is the same person. He is the shareholder. So he should stand in the back of the queue. But court says, Solomon as a shareholder is a different person. Solomon as a debenture holder is a different person. Separate person altogether. Hence, he has all the right to claim the money which he has invested in a security debenture. Paranjita, this is called separate legal entity. Okay. You can take a break of 5 minutes now. Okay. Again, we will continue.